Yeah, I do. They wear big shoes. Anybody out there willing to give me a mic check, please? Mic check, mic check. Loud and clear. Thank you. What's that name? Tenrag79? Tenric79? Welcome to the chat. Give it another couple minutes here. Let everybody show up. Oh, yeah, bleh. Okay. British Columbia, Canada, cool. That's like Alberta, that area, am I correct? Not real hip on my Canadian geography, but I think I know that much. Trains outside. Alberta's one province over, right? So you're on the west side of Canada, south of the Arctic Circle, stuff like that. So I get it. I got a buddy, JT Sasquatch Confessions. Excuse me. He lives up there somewhere in British Columbia, and he's got some super cool captures on his channel, Sasquatch Confessions. I think there's also a Dogman's Confessions, but that's his brother or something. We got some pictures to get into tonight. I do want to give everybody just a few minutes to show up if they are not here yet. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use that one as a thumbnail. This picture is from Kathy Westerman, Bigfoot World. It's a thermal cam, obviously a thermal image. Pretty clear one of a Sasquatch face. Where am I located? I am in the southeastern United States, in a state called Florida. Which is where this picture was taken, actually. Somewhere in the Ocala National Forest. I am fairly certain I'm going to get copyright pinged for this music, but... oh, well. Que sera, sera. That's what the kids are saying these days, isn't it? Welcome, Katerina. JMac 1594. I gotta change that. That's not my actual birth date. See what else is on this reel. Oh, this one's Catherine Norris. Catherine Norris is from New Zealand. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Kathy Westerman's got something here. So you can actually see, like, the hair looks like it's kind of pulled up or something. And there's a very distinct forehead right here. And then it drops down into the eyes. There, and it's kind of a fat hooded nose. Very cool picture. And if she were here, I would tell her so, but nothing so far. We'll keep going. We'll definitely run back through these at some point tonight. Dennis Herstad here. Why are we so shaky? So if I'm seeing it right, yeah, this is the creature right here. You have like a bottom lip, and you can all you can see is hair here, like a mustache, flat nose, eye there, deep eye sockets, and then sort of the head gets combined with whatever foliage is going on back here. I just wanted to throw this one in real quick. This guy is Sean Langley. He's an artist. He does a lot of cryptid stuff. This, of course, being Mothman. I think his stuff is super cool. I actually bought a few of his pieces recently. So if you want to check him out, I think this is on Facebook. He's got like an Etsy shop. Very reasonable. Very good artwork. And I hope one day when I have my own studio, I'll have his artwork framed. Hey, what's up, Billy Rob? Caught me right in the middle of eating an oatmeal pie. I'll tell you though, as far as team goes, you're about it, buddy. Maybe I pissed off everybody enough by not holding these regularly. Nobody's here tonight. What do you think, Billy Rob? You think Mothman was a real thing? Ashley Martin says they are all real. All what? Like all cryptids? I figure Mothman was some sort of government experiment that got out of control. That's why it lasted for like, what was it? 13, 14 months. And then the sightings just died off because they finally captured the thing that had escaped. And then at some point they found some sort of underground bunker in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, you know, where all the happenings were. They found this like concrete bunker that was hidden from the public. So, probably some gene mutilation that we didn't know about. So you say you're going up Sunday morning. Are you going up there deer hunting or something? All right. Well, good luck. Hope you come back with some venison. I've been to West Virginia, but I was kind of on the more on the eastern side of the state, really, or kind of in the middle. So I didn't get to go to Point Pleasant, although I feel like it's more of a tourist trap now, but I still want to go. I went to Sutton, West Virginia, and they have like some sort of Sasquatch museum there. And I think if I'm correct, I think one of Kathy's pieces is up there like a knuckle print or something like that. It's cool if you're in the area. I mean, I don't know if I'd make a special trip, but it's more of a store than it is a museum. But I wanted to go to the hell you call it, the Flatwoods Monster Museum while I was there, but it was closed. Yeah, we did a lot of driving. Well, if you're staying in West Virginia for tourism reasons, you're going to be doing a lot of driving, no matter where you go. Everything is at least 2 hours away. But we went to the Trans Allegheny lunatic insane asylum, whatever. That was cool. And we went to New River Gorge and whatever that abandoned town is. I want to say it's called like Thurman or something like that. It's like been abandoned for years. So there's a few things to do in West Virginia. Plus, we stayed in a nice cabin. It snowed. It was freaking gorgeous, man. Um, but yeah, then we had to go. Like I said, we didn't make it to the west side. Like Point Pleasant is all the way over to the west side of the state. Maybe next time we go up there. No, this would have been this would have been years ago. Like I don't know, maybe 4 years ago now. That hotel, which I have some pictures on this reel, that hotel was just like a month ago. And we're going back up there in December. I would love to make a thing of that. Like going to all these hotels that are questionable, as far as like I know there's a couple in Savannah, and whatever. There's some in every state, that claim that they're active. I would love to go to hotels with claimed paranormal activity and film it, and make a piece on each one. Dennis Herstad here. I think he's got a peeker right here. You can see his nostrils right there. Yeah, um, I'm not a religious person, so I'm not. I don't know. I'm not not really sure where I stand on what the paranormal like that is. And I know paranormal is a vague word, but like spirits, ghosts, however you want to say it. Not really sure where I stand on what they are because no one really knows. But yeah, I'm kind of careful. Like I don't mess with like artifacts and stuff like that, or like Divic boxes and shit like that. Man, that stuff kind of scares me. Yeah, I got you, Billy. I'm not worried about it, but yeah, I don't get involved to the point where I feel worried about bringing anything back with me. I just want to sort of capture something on film or maybe have an experience that I can't explain. But I'll tell you what, we used to frequent St. Augustine, Florida, quite a bit, and they had a museum there. It was called like Wolf's Museum of the Weird or something like that. And we were talking to the staff about various things that had happened there, and they said that everything was pretty normal until they got John Wayne Gacy's Bible. And they said once, because it was upstairs in like a glass case, and they said once they got it in the building, they had shit falling off the walls and different stuff like that going. Yeah, I suppose, but I wouldn't be much of a paranormal researcher guy if I wasn't looking for it, you know? And I'm not going to say that it doesn't disturb me. Like, I'm not immune to it. It's just one of those things where it's an interest that I'm going to explore, you know? Yeah, he was a bad dude. Bad dude. I often think about that. I'm like, who was the worst serial killer? And I know that that's a broad statement. They were all monstrous in what they did, but you look at guys like Albert Fish. That dude was a true sicko, man. He's oh man. BTK, that guy. I don't know. I guess that's a conversation for another time, another place, but I often think about that. This is cool. I tend to think that this is legit. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to though. I watched I watched the first series of Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer one, and that was that was another disturbed individual. Um, and then the second season was about the Mendez brothers, and that just didn't interest me. They weren't serial killers. They killed their parents, you know, and like because they were a couple like spoiled rich boys. I didn't really think that that was a very interesting story. Like I grew up during that whole thing, and I just didn't want to watch it. I was like, that just sounds boring to me. Now that the Ed Gein one is around, I'll watch it. I want to see that. It's weird to me though. I'm just like, man, when you start out like so hard with Jeffrey Dahmer, like that's hardcore. And then you just drop down to the Mendez brothers. There's so many different characters out there that you could explore, you know? What's that one guy's name? Hang on, I'm gonna Google something real quick because I can't remember his name. Oh yeah, the ones that like marry him while they're in jail. You know, how many wives did Charles Manson have while he was in there? Hey D Rob, welcome, buddy. It's kind of slow tonight. None of the regulars are here, other than this guy, Billy Rob. We're kind of in a conversation about serial killers right now. Although we are looking at a picture of a Bigfoot as usual. Trying to think of this guy's name real quick. I'll get it here. Oh, I just thought about it. Never mind. Panzram. Carl Panzram. If you ever want some disturbing reading about a serial killer, that guy, man, he was messed up. He was probably born the same year as Billy Rob. Switch from scotch to bourbon. Good for you, buddy. um, Never really a big scotch drinker. 69. I figured it'd be more like 49 or 59. Um, Now my buddy went on a cruise. This was years ago. Went on a cruise and brought back a bottle of Johnny Walker Green. You know, if you know anything about Scotch, it's pretty good stuff. I mean, it's like a step below blue, but it's up there. And we thought we'd be big men, you know, and drink it, you know, two fingers neat, you know. And neither one of us could stomach the taste of it. The peat just it was really heavy, and so we thought, well, we will put it on ice. That'll make it better, you know. So break out the ice cubes. That did not make it better. We're like, well, we'll mix it with Coke, you know. And we mixed it with Coke, and that also did not make it better. So we just switched back to the bourbon and the whiskey and left the scotch for the old guys. I mean, when it comes to bourbon or whiskey, I mean, first of all, I've never really met a whiskey that I didn't like, but I don't know, man. Like Angel's Envy is definitely one of my favorites. Um, yeah, but I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter. Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, uh, Benchmark, whatever it is, you know, doesn't matter. Now, see that on the rocks with the water, you really got to be. That's a Scotch thing. You got to be one of those guys. that really just loves the whiskey or the scotch, and you just want, I know the water opens up the flavor a little bit, but yeah, I was always a mixer, man. Whiskey and Sprite, whiskey and cranberry, whiskey and cola, whatever. Maker's Mark, definitely one of my favorites. I love Maker's Mark. But I also drink, cognac or brandy. So, although I'm not a big Hennessy fan, it's all right. Kind of strong. Whoop. A lot of movement, a lot of unauthorized movement here tonight. So I'm not an expert on tequila. I mean, because I'd say for the most part, it's something that I avoid. But I do like a good, like, chilled Patron Silver with a lime wedge. Oh man, chase it with a cold beer. Yeah, that's good stuff right there, buddy. Boggy Creek. I mean, I've seen Boggy Creek, but I don't remember it having a juvenile because if you look here, there's a little guy here. There's an adult and a small one. And I'm not saying that makes it real, but um, I saw a video of this and it looked cool, and I was just kind of grabbed a screenshot because I knew I was going live tonight, so I wanted to throw some pictures up, but I wouldn't mind breaking down the video. So I might do that. I don't know about this week. This week is just it is what it is. It's Thanksgiving week and everyone's like closing down for the weekend already, and it's gonna be ape shit here in the next few days. So I don't know if I'll get it done this week, but I would like to break it down. And I'll tell you what, if D Rob is right, you know, I buy that because it would have to be like a movie set, you know? Like they're not gonna make this, you're not gonna hoax this in someone's backyard. It's gotta be a movie. It doesn't really look like AI to me or, CGI, something like that. It looks like it could be a movie set. And if, I don't know how else you would fake it to have that small of a creature. It's just the second shot of it. I think it got a little closer to the adult. This is a different side of that creature. This little white bit here is, well, not white, but this is interesting. But yeah, the more you try to zoom in on it, it's gonna pixelate. This is one of Kathy's. I think she said it was caught with a backward facing camera. And I see something like going on here, and obviously it's a thermal camera, but obviously this big creature here, this is like a face, but there's also one here, almost like looking, maybe, if I believe this white bit is a tree. So you got this guy on one side of the tree and this guy peeking out from the other side. Well, I'll tell you, Billy Rob, since you switched from Scotch to bourbon, I switched from alcoholic beverages to non-alcoholic beverages. Um, and I'll say at least for the time being and for the most part. How about that? Yeah, I guess, you kind of party your whole life or most of your life. At some point, you got to slow it down and, you know, be more present, which is a whole other type of drug, let me tell you. Sobriety is a wild ride. So Kathy and James caught this one. James had his hand out, and this guy is buried back in that bush there. But you see his eyes, flat nose, nostrils, mouth right here. You might, these might be hands here. We might be speculating a little bit on that part, but definitely something. Yeah, I think I'll get there, Billy Rob. I miss having a drink, you know. Um, I guess the idea is just sort of making sure that that monkey's off your back before you invite it to hop back on. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Well, it's funny when you think about it in a way that, like, let's say that, at 5 o'clock, you've been you've been drinking, for years. 5 o'clock, you break out the beers, break out the whiskey, whatever, drink, have a good time. You're not hurting anybody, right? But think about the times that you've been needed, that the people in your life know that no, we can't we can't rely on that guy. You can't rely on that guy. He's drinking. We know he is. He's drinking. He's drunk. So, there's no like getting in a car and coming and getting you or helping you out somehow or whatever. So that's why I talk about just being more present. You gotta ask what I'm drinking tonight. Tonight I am drinking, I think the same thing I was drinking last time. Drinking Waterloo. What is this? Blackberry lemonade seltzer water. It's not a strong drink, but it gets the job done. So I think geez, I don't know. Let me see. About 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Today is day 110 with no alcoholic drinks. It's yeah, it's like I said, Billy Rob, I mean, we all know it's poison, right? And I didn't stop drinking out of guilt, or anything like that, or not even honestly for my health. It's just that, I wanted to, and that's how I am. I won't do shit until I want to do it. And just yeah, I don't know. Hit my brain goo one day that I was gonna do it. Yeah, you can very clearly see the face, dude. It's cool. And if you want, I can show you. There's two sides of this picture. This is basically like we don't know. Um, this creature is right there. You can see where I'm pointing my mouse right now. James was pointing to something. There's like a mark on this tree. That creature is right there in the just above the crook of his elbow. Thank you, D Rob. I appreciate that, man. It's been a hell of a ride. I won't lie to you. Oh, dude, I love the taste too, man. I'm not a, you know, I'm not a woohoo, shot taker. I love beer of all shapes and sizes, and I love whiskey. Um, it's pumpkin season right now, so all the good pumpkin beers are out. So I'm definitely thinking about that right now, but I'm on a I'm on a different track at the moment, so yeah, could you imagine? So I'm gonna switch back over one more time. But keep that in mind. That's where the creature is. And there's the close up of it right there. They are all around us. We have no clue. I think it's funny when people say that. They're like, "Well, why haven't we seen them yet?" What are you talking about? They're everywhere. You're blind. That's why you can't see them. They're smarter than us. What else we got in the reel tonight? Oh, I know this is from a movie, but I don't know. I don't know if it was like a '70s movie or what it was, but this is not a real type of, I don't know if you want to call it a feral human or a Sasquatch or whatever it looks like, but it's a movie magic thing. I'm not gonna waste any time on that. This here looks like a bad snapshot. It's something, but who knows? I mean, yeah, like I can see eyes up here, but I don't know. Same thing with this guy, but the face is a little more clear. He kind of looks like one of those dudes from ZZ Top. Really? Yeah, there's a lot of sightings up there in Michigan. I buy that. Right, right. It does look like cheap sunglasses. That's what I said. So he does look like ZZ Top. And this thing here, don't ask me why exactly, but it just screams fake to me. It just screams it, you know? I don't know why it does exactly, but it just looks it's like a guy in a suit, you know, big old suit. I mean, there's no genitalia, first of all. Fine. There's no nipples or pecs to speak of. Hands look like gloves. I don't see fingers. It just doesn't look real. Yeah, I bet that dude's warm as shit, man. He's good. Like, he's out there traipsing through the snow. He doesn't even know it. Oh. This one's interesting, but just I hate to say this because I don't want to sound like that guy, but it's too good to be real. You know what I'm saying? I know that people say that. Well, if it's blurry, it's fake. If it's too good, it's fake. But it is too good. It really does look too good. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, exactly. It does. It looks like the abominable snowman. Abominable. It's a hard word. I may have to do a breakdown on this. These photos, they're not. I haven't broken them down yet, so sometimes there's a lot of things that pop out when you look at them closer, but I don't think that's going to happen with this one. Okay. Now, this dude is AI. Somebody asked AI to give me a somewhat blurry picture of a Sasquatch creature in a barn or whatever, and this is what AI spit out. There's just like how fake it is, how blurry it is up here. Yeah, that's a that's an AI picture. That's what they look like. All right, let's look at something that is not AI. Kathy Westerman, Bigfoot World, in the Ocala National Forest came up with this guy. You know what's weird about not drinking? You remember everything tomorrow. It's just everything is crystal clear. Yeah, her shots are incredible, and for the most part, I don't want to say accidental, but yeah, I think the creatures kind of cling to her for whatever reason, and she gets all these accidental shots, like they're in the shot, and she's just running film, and then she gets home and her or one of her viewers will spot it, you know. Look at that one for just a minute, and then uh Tommy Boy sent me this one, which is really wild, man. I mean, this was not taken by him. It was taken by his cousin, I believe, in the Sierra Nevada mountains, and they were hiking, and they said that they heard a noise, and they turned around because they were expecting to see like a mountain lion or something, and they just took a few pictures and didn't see anything, and then turned back around and kept walking. And as they got home, and Tommy got a hold of these pictures, he found this creature in the picture. Well, custom painting. I mean, I wouldn't say all videos are blurry. Generally, the creatures are in motion, and that does make for blurry footage. They're very fast. And I don't think they care to be filmed. But there's been a few, like Paul Freeman, um, Independence Day footage, Patty. I'm sure you could go on with that, but I mean, I don't really see two, but hey, who knows? It could be something going on right here. But I see this guy 100%. Like, that guy is clear to me. So this may be something, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna switch gears real quick. I don't know if you guys watched the video about the hotel that we stayed in Georgia, but I'm gonna show you a few real quick, and then some of us got to work tomorrow. Scott Carpenter. Yeah, Scott Carpenter had a few. Hey, I have a lot of respect for Scott. I met Scott, nice guy, but he got a little weird there at the end. Um, Man, I couldn't really follow along with a lot of the stuff he was talking about towards the end of his life, but still, rest in peace. No disrespect to Scott Carpenter. So this is the hotel that we were staying at. It's called the Waldorf or the Ritz, something like that. I forget the name of it now. But it's in a town called Americus, Georgia. And if for nothing else, I would totally stay here again because the hotel is gorgeous. It really, like, it sends you back in time. Like when you walk through the doors right here, it just takes you back to this old, really fancy looking hotel. And this is from the third floor. These terrace, these like this terrace over here, you can go out of these. You can go outside. That's from the balcony. Again, cool little town. Like it's a really old town. And it has a tower, which you can stay in. We didn't pay that much. D-Rob, yeah, it absolutely is Skyrim music. I typed in Skyrim Christmas music, and it gives you like a Whiterun looking sort of background, and it plays this kind of music. So it's a little Christmassy, but it's Skyrim. I don't know if it's AI. I'm hoping that I don't get copyright pinged for it. I might, whatever. But yes, good ear. That is Skyrim. Yeah, Billy, it was a cool place, man. We had ourselves a good time there. Yeah, I dig medieval music and old Egyptian music and stuff like that. So like I love the Braveheart soundtrack. It's one of my favorite things, man. But this is some nice music. I like it. Let's see if I can get more specific. I don't think I can, but yeah, the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim Christmas in Whiterun is the whatever. It says selfie. Absolutely. I didn't wipe off the mirror when I got out of the shower, so now this is another one of Kathy's thermal image, crystal clear of what we're gonna call a Sasquatch. You know, a Bigfoot. It's hard to say exactly what it is, but it's definitely a humanoid creature that was not there in plain sight, but it showed up on thermal. Well, I appreciate you guys joining us, even if it was just us. It was fun. Like I said, I'm gonna get ready for work in the morning. Yeah, that's true. She has a ton. She spends so much time out there. It's no wonder she doesn't, or she gets all this craziness that she films. But anyway, thanks for joining us, guys. We're gonna be again putting out content more frequently now, and hopefully doing these lives shorter, but more on the regular. You know, maybe every other Friday or once a month or something to that effect. But I'll talk to you later too, Billy Rob D. Rob. Have a good night, everybody. This is J Mac, and I'm out. Yes, I want to stop streaming.